Hi, welcome to Home Farm. Today we're reviewing a smart bulb and a smart plug from Teckin.
So Teckin very kindly reached out to us and offers to send us some of their products to try out. So we chose a smart bulb and a smart plug to try. So we have tried a few of those, and what do we think?
I think they're pretty cool. I think that starting with the smart plug, I like the form factor. They're quite small. We've used different smart plugs that are actually quite large and take up a lot of space. These are very small. They don't take up a lot of plug space, so you can actually get a couple of plugs next to each other and quite easily using like an extension cord.
The design is nice. They're very simple. It kind of looks a bit like an Apple design, nice and white, simple, a minimalist style. So they kind of just blend in very, very easily on the wall. You don't really notice them.
So Teckin don't have their own dedicated app. Now you have to use an app called Smart Life and use that to set up your devices. Now I found the setup process for the smart plug to be a little bit slow. It gives you 2 minutes to basically try and sync it up. There were a couple of times it timed out and I had to restart the whole process, but I eventually got it up and running. So if you are going to get one of these the smart plugs, just be prepared for a little bit of teething issues, maybe just setting it up initially. But once it is up and running, it actually does work. The app itself is actually quite simple. It doesn't allow you to do an awful lot with the actual plug. For example, there isn't a feature on it to actually monitor how much energy that actual plug has used. And all you can really do is use it as a timer or to set up schedules. On the schedule side of things, obviously that's probably what you're going to be using your plug for the most. The only real bummer about that is that it doesn't have a sunset or a sunrise mode, which means that in the UK it does tend to get dark quite quickly during the winter. So if you do want to set it up for a lamp, you've got to keep changing it.
So the features are quite basic. The price point at the time of recording, they're about £10 each. So if you're getting a pack of two, which is what they sent us, about £20 on Amazon. But again, that is a recording today. So they're quite basic.
It is entry level, but then as you said, you are paying for an entry level plug. I mean, you can get fully loaded smart plugs that are selling for about £40 to £45. So that does put it into context with regards to if you're just looking for something that is simple, maybe you just want to control the actual plug using your app to actually physically turn it on and off. You know, it will do that quite easily. With the smart bulb, we had the same issues setting it up as we did with the smart plug. It took me about 3 times to actually cycle through to eventually get it working. But once I did, it does actually stay activated. Again, with the scheduling, it doesn't have sunrise and sunset, which you would have thought that for a bulb, that would have been quite a nice feature to put in. But it is a lot more loaded with regards to the controls of the actual smart bulb features and with regards to the colors. You can, again, just get any color that you want by swiveling it around. They've got a very cold white. They've got a very warm white.
Have they got any other colors like blue, reds, greens?
Every color you can think of.
So they've just got a color wheel and you just choose on that color wheel what you want.
You just swivel it around. It's actually that particular portion of the app is actually quite well designed because, again, we've used other ones that you have to kind of put your finger and try and move the colors around. Here it is just the wheel and you're just spinning it around and getting the color that you want.
That's nice.
They've also got presets, which is again quite a common feature I think for smart plugs. So if you want a reading preset, it will do a reading one. If you want to have like more of a party vibe, it will circle through different colors. If you want a more relaxing vibe, it'll do more muted colors. So that particular portion of the app is actually fully loaded and you can actually pretty much get all the benefits out of a smart bulb.
Can you turn the volume up? Can you make it very dim or very bright?
You can. And the controls over that are actually quite easy too. So for the smart plug, very, very simple functionality with the app. For the smart bulb, there's an awful lot more. You can do a lot of stuff with it.
But it still needs a bit of work on times and schedules.
Yeah, that would be a nice addition. And it shouldn't be something that should be that difficult to do. It's also worth saying that both of these devices actually connect to your Wi-Fi. So they're not Bluetooth. So even if you're not at home, and those devices are connected to the internet, you can control them when you're not at home.
And I did see on the manual that it comes with that you can connect them to Alexa and to Google. So you can do whatever device you've got at home.
But they're not HomeKit enabled.
Also, with the LED smart bulb, it's only a screw.
Yeah.
It's not a bayonet, so it's not a pin one.
It's an E27. which I do think they do a bayonet one, but they weren't in stock. It's the ones that we actually wanted to review because we've got quite a lot of bayonet lamps.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is an E27, but I do think you can get both.
Yeah, initially when we got the smart bulb, I thought, oh, this is fantastic. We'll just change all the bulbs now to smart bulbs, because then you can actually do the schedule, which obviously you can't do in this one. But just generally speaking about smart bulbs, like that is a real attractive feature for me. The only thing I would say though is that you just be able to turn it on and off. For example, with a smart plug, you have a little button on the plug, just like you would on the wall, on the socket. So you've got a little button there for on and off. So if you've got a lamp near a desk and it is set to a schedule, for example, and you want to come in and want to use that and the lamp is off, you can just press the button on the plug and the lamp comes on, and vice versa, turn it off when you want to, if you want to kind of override the schedule. With a smart bulb, if it's on a schedule, then it's kind of stuck on that schedule. So you walk into the room and for a different time of day, and you think, oh, okay, I want this lamp on, I'm going to be working now. You've then got to go and try and find your phone, and then you've got to go through to the app, and then you've got to turn it on, which to me is a little bit annoying.
Unless you've got Alexa, in which case you should be able to voice activate it. We don't. We're very much Apple on the HomeKit side of things.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that feature just doesn't exist for us.
Yeah, so it is worth just thinking about how frequently you're actually going to want to turn or override your schedules and want to turn that particular lamp on and off, and then kind of deciding whether it's more convenient for you to have a smart bulb or a smart plug. I just think that that's something to keep in mind, because it wasn't something that had occurred to me before. Totally. But I think smart bulbs also have such a really nice place in nurseries or kids' bedrooms or baby bedrooms, where you want to change the ambience and you want to change the color and make it brighter, and especially if you're doing night feeds or anything like that, and you want to have a schedule or a setting where it's going to be nice and dim, but you can see, and you're not actually going to be floodlit with light in the middle of the night. So there is a real use for smart bulbs. I just think it's kind of worth figuring out which one's more suitable for which location.
So the smart plug, as we've said, is quite an entry-level smart plug. It's not feature-packed, but there will be a market for people that are just looking for something that's really simple, that's really basic, that just wants to give them the entry-level type features of a smart plug.
Yeah.
So if you are, this is one worth looking at. And the actual bulb itself, it's just a shame it doesn't have the scheduling for sunrise, sunset. But other than that, I actually think it's quite feature-packed, and I would probably recommend that you look at either if you're looking at smart plugs or smart bulbs. So I hope that you found this video useful and interesting. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below, and we'll see you on our next video. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.